Hey there, everyone. Back today with another impressions, and this one will be shorter than the last one at least. Today I want to talk about this little game right here. It's a download-only game, so it's on my 3DS. It's Kaiju. What is it? Kaiju ga deru kinyobi, which is roughly monsters come out on Friday. And this game is a download-only game on the 3DS eShop, and it's part of the Guild 2 series. Now, Guild 1 actually was a cartridge based release for the 3DS in Japan, and it contained 4 games, and those games were released in the US but as download only games and separately, so not together as they were in Japan. But Guild 2 is the new series in this, and in this case, there's 3 games in Guild 2, except in Japan they're also download only, so you can. They're coming out weekly, I guess. So that one was the first one to come out. So Kaiju ga Deru Kinyobi is monsters come out on Friday, and I believe the Guild 2 games will be ported to the US 3DS. At least 2 of them are, not this one, which seems um, this one is the one that I was the most interested in. There are 2 others. Uh, maybe Dampre something or other. It's kind of like an adventure game, and Mushikera Sensha, which is Bug Wars or something. I don't remember what the English names are for those, but they are both coming to the U.S. definitely. But this one, not so sure about, but is an interesting game. Let's talk a little bit about it. So that one is Monsters Come Out on Friday is by Level 5. And I believe the director is the same guy who made the Boku no Natsuyatsumi games, which are like my my summer vacation or something. That would be my rough translation. I don't know if there's an actual translation for those games, but that is kind of like a game where you're a little kid who has his summer vacation, and it's about his adventures around town in his summer vacation. It's really kind of a heartwarming tale of childhood summer vacation. I guess that's what the game is, and this game is pretty similar to that. It's not entirely. I mean, it's not realistic though, which is different from the my summer vacation games. In that this game, of course, it takes place in the early 70s, 71, I believe. Not entirely sure. I believe 71, but they gave it in Japanese years, like it's Showa 46 or something. And so I think that's 1971, but I'm not going to look it up. I'm just guessing off the top of my head. But in there, the game is like you're the play a boy who's, I believe, 10, and you move to the town with your family who open a cleaning shop, so they clean shirts and clothes and things. And he's just moved there, so he doesn't have any friends, and you move to the town, and you find in the town that on Fridays there's a monster that comes out, um, and it's not like a terrorizing monster. It's like a tokusatsu monster. So like every Friday, the cameras get set up, and a giant monster comes out and fights a hero of some kind. And like Ultraman, it's very much like Ultraman. So the game takes place on the Friday where the monster is supposed to come out, and you're in town, and basically you're running around town just being a kid, I guess, at first. And it's really kind of charming. I usually don't like to play games where I play as a kid, but this one was kind of different in that it makes sense to be the kid. And I mean, you can't really relate to the kid if you're not a kid, but I have a feeling that, like, when I was playing it, I had a kind of stupid grin on my face the whole time because the story is really goofy and weird, and there's a lot of points where I was thinking it was going one way and it totally went a different way. Like, for example, the town, all the adults are talk about the monster coming out on Friday, but when you wander around town and talk to people, I mean, all the adults know that the monster is coming, and they refer to it as a monster for real. But when you find evidence of the monsters, all the evidence seems to be like manufactured. So, and it's like obviously so. So like you wonder like, are the adults in on this kind of like faking of the monsters, and for television, I guess, and they don't let on that they are, and nobody seems to understand that it's not real, but it is real. So you're kind of playing through the game and you don't really know. After a while, you're kind of confused by how things happen. Like you really start to wonder if the story is like this kind of childish like dream, like a kind of view into the childhood view of imagination of the town, and then things will happen where you that kind of theory gets blown out of the water. So in the end, I won't ruin the story, but like it does have like a kind of twist ending that is not really given away to you until the last parts of the game, where you're like, oh, that's what was happening. But so the story itself is actually pretty interesting, and it's it's not serious at all. It's really lighthearted. There's lots of kind of goofy, jokey kind of interactions with people in the town who are also all a little eccentric, and mostly you're kind of going around solving problems for people. It's like an RPG, but not really. There's no levels or anything. You just kind of go around town and you have a certain like a map on the bottom screen with the quest you're working on. It has a number, so there's 26 in total, I believe. But on the map it'll be like number 10 is here, so you'd go there, and the quest number 10 will continue, or something will happen, or you talk to somebody there, and this certain quest will continue. So it's not really like an RPG in the sense, but there's a little bit of a trappings of that. And I think one of the main things is that you're just running around solving kind of small puzzles with people, and another main part is finding these kind of like parts of monsters that kind of drop off when they fight. And these parts they're like little glowing rocks almost, and you use them to build cards, monster cards. And there's kind of a monster card battling game that's built in. The kids all play it, and it's kind of important to the plot of the the story. But the kids all play this card game, and you have to find the cards, find enough of those pieces to get a deck of cards to play the game. And the game is, it's like kind of a rock paper scissors with some extra elements type monster battle card game. And it's all right. I mean, you don't really have to play it that much. You could probably play it 5 or 6 times in the entire game and just forget about it. Or if you really like it, you can just play with everybody and just keep playing until you get tired of it. But the story itself is interesting enough that like I was kind of wondering what was happening, and like it made me think about like how the world this world in the game worked, because it was pretty like strange, and not in a way that's like strange for strangeness sake. It's strange in with the rules of the world, which is pretty interesting. Like um lots of kind of weird juxtapositions happen where like suddenly it seems like you're in space, but then you're not. You're like just in a restaurant looking out a window at a poster, and things like that will happen where you'll be, you're kind of wondering what's going on, and it made it interesting. But the whole setting is really cool because it's like early 70s Japan, and it's actually the game takes place kind of close to where I live, but like it's totally not, doesn't look like it. I mean, I guess it's like 1970s version of pretty close to where I live, and it's like pretty much fields and things for this town, which is pretty interesting because I can kind of see how the area would turn into that. Well, I mean, would have been from that. So that was also pretty interesting for me. Probably not for anybody else, but um, what else can I say? It's a level 5 game. If you like level 5 games, you would like this because it's the same kind of you know you've got a kid who goes on a kind of not huge adventure. It's not like a huge like world-saving adventure. It's just like a slice of life in this kind of weird alternate world, which is interesting. And there are monsters do come out, and is like a hero battle and everything. So it's not just like just the card battling and randomly running around town. There's other stuff, but overall, it's pretty good. And I'll say it was 800 yen, I guess, on the 3DS eShop. So I guess I don't know how much that would be for the U.S. shop. Maybe $8 or $10. I'm not sure, but overall, it's a pretty good start, and I'm pretty excited for the other games in the Guild series. So I'll probably download them. I might not download the Keiji Inafune Michikira Sensha one, the tanks fighting bugs one, but I probably will get the other one, the adventure game, because that one looks pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to give a kind of quick impressions on this game. It was pretty short, actually. Altogether, I think I beat it in 4 hours, maybe. So after you beat the game, you can continue collecting cards around town, and you can. There's some quests in the game that can only be finished after you finish the main story, and it's only a couple, like four quests or something, but it's pretty interesting, and the world itself is pretty interesting. If they made a full game in the same setting, I would probably buy it, though I don't know how they would continue the story. But anyway, that's all. Just wanted to talk about this one because probably no one else will. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time.